It's unfortunate that the insurance company did not do the right thing and instead wanted to almost gamble with taxpayer dollars that they would get a verdict in their favor.
Jefferson County taxpayers now on the hook after a jury awarded a multi-million-dollar settlement to a former JCPS student injured in 2 separate school bus crashes. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us here on Wave News at 6. I'm Myra Ansari. Brian is off tonight. The woman's attorney says that JCPS has to pay about half of that settlement, $1.2 million, with taxpayer money. It comes as the district cuts jobs to navigate the $188 million budget shortfall. Wave News reporter Fernando Garcia Franceschini joining us live to break down this massive payout the family's attorney says could have been prevented.
Yeah, Myra, the attorney for Nicole Josue's family says they had all the evidence to prove the former student had suffered brain injuries because of those 2 school bus crashes. But he says JCPS and the insurance company decided to drag it out and go to court. The attorney says that decision came at a hefty price, one that Jefferson County taxpayers are going to have to pay for. Attorney Nick Naser has spent years working with Nicole Josue, a former JCPS student injured in 2 separate school bus crashes in 2018.
Had a ton of problems associated with that brain injury, headaches, noise sensitivity, light sensitivity, dizziness, emotional issues.
Naser says they had to convince JCPS, their lawyers, and the district's insurance company to believe the former student had actually been injured. He says the other parties fought back the whole way. Naser explained in this case, the insurance company involved, which is Travelers Indemnity Company of Connecticut, offered a school-purchased insurance policy that's designed to be a safety net for students.
It basically applies when at-fault drivers do not have enough insurance coverage, which is what happened in this case. And unfortunately, instead of it acting as a safety net, it just turned into a stone wall of delay, deny, and defend by the insurance company.
Naser says his team tried reaching a settlement out of court, but JCPS attorneys and the insurance company decided to take it to trial, and they lost. A jury awarded the former student a $2.4 million settlement, and JCPS is responsible for half, about $1.2 million. Naser says that money is coming out of taxpayers' pockets.
They saw that we had 2 board-certified medical experts, both of whom found very clear signs and symptoms and objective test findings indicating a brain injury. And there was no discussion of settlement, no discussion of using this insurance and having the insurance pay like they should have.
Naser says if JCPS and the insurance company had taken an earlier settlement, the district would have only had to pay about $500,000 with insurance paying for the rest. In a statement, a JCPS spokesperson says the district doesn't comment on the settlement discussions. They say the attorney's description is not a complete account of the case. They say the district is reviewing the verdict and the next steps. Fernando Garcia Franceschini, Wave.